Did black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
What's up, y'all? This your girl Tiffany, and you are watching my channel, Tiffany Uncensored. Listen, I need y'all to do me a favor right quick while you make your way in. I need you to hit that like button for your girl, and if you love, and I mean love, the content, go ahead and subscribe, because it's going to be more where that came from. Okay, so come on in, take a seat, get comfortable. Okay, we're going to get into this video where I express my perspective on things. Okay, so let's go. Alright, so I know some of us are familiar with the daily wrap-up crew here. So you had Dr. Umar Johnson go have a conversation with these young men, and I'm actually surprised by his response to their questions, right? Because, of course, when you pro-black it up, it's the system, it's the government, okay, that's causing all this confusion and flipping the script on asses, right? But one thing I've noticed when it comes to folks is they love to take away the men component, right? Okay, so we're going to get into this conversation that they had, and we're going to talk.
Did black men willingly leave the household, or was it the system that was?
It was systemic.
All right. So how, if we giving them grace for them having to do it without us, but it wasn't our fault, how are we not getting that same grace and that same respect?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why.
So you had this fool here saying that they have given the women grace for having to do it alone. So why don't we give them the same grace they have given us? Do you hear this buffoonery? Do you hear the buck brokenness in his statement? Like, bruh, are you serious? Anyway, continue.
Because black men, as the leaders of the community, now
we can't be leaders.
Here's the question we got to make.
That?
Okay, like I said, it's the buck brokenness in his statement. We can't be leaders. The women's not gonna slip that. You know what? Because guess what, son? You know, I say lead your damn self. Stop looking for a cane to lead you into the pits of dusty hell. That's the problem with people today. Stop looking for a motherfucking leader and lead your goddamn self. But anyway, keep going, buck broken.
Here's the question. Because the argument y'all make feeds into the feminist agenda.
Okay.
It's an argument that says, I don't want the responsibility.
I'm a leader.
I don't want to fix shit. Right? I'm going to fall back and let her run everything. That's what the feminists tell. They say, look at them, making excuses for why they can't be better men, making excuses for why they can't make better men. You understand? Your argument feeds the feminist narrative. That's dangerous.
That's not what we're making excuses for.
I'm saying I am the better man, but I shouldn't be held responsible because you wanted to choose a Pookie and a RayRay. That's not me. I worked too hard in my life.
I'm going to go back to what I said.
Now, you see, these knuckleheads is not listening to one word Dr. Umar is saying. You know, I don't agree with a lot of things Dr. Umar says and does, but the fact that they are deflecting from the whole, it's a systemic issue and you falling right into the oppressor's hand, but instead you want to sit there, well, she chose the Pookie and RayRay. She chose the Pookie and RayRay. And he's telling you, well, you're allowing the Pookie and RayRay, but they don't want to have that conversation. Anyway, continue.
Pookie and RayRay shouldn't exist. And the only reason why Pookie and RayRay exists because we're not in the community making those boys the men they need to be. Do you see that? And she don't get a Pookie if you didn't allow a Pookie.
But she got an Eli. She ain't come to Eli. She went to Pookie. And that's what we're trying to say.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
I worked too hard in my life.
She wouldn't have had a Pookie if we didn't allow one.
You mean Dr. Umar Johnson, the man who has 2 children by 2 different women that he never married?
Men supposed to raise the boys.
Right. We as men is holding other men accountable for the same thing that you're talking about right now.
What are we doing for the young brothers in the street? So
what you mean, mentoring them? Now I mean, he's a great father.
I ain't talking about that's individual. That's good, but that's individualism. What are we doing collectively as men to change the trajectory for black boys in the streets right now? Nothing.
We're being a voice.
Talking shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could take it.
It's not going to get better unless we put hands on deck. The reason the athletes and the rappers are the role models is the professional black man moved out the hood. Where the dentist at? He ain't in the black community no more. Where the lawyer at? Where the business owner at? Where your city council person at? We abandon black boys, and then we blame black men for poor choices in mates.
All right, correction here. I really think he meant black women, because black men aren't being told, oh, you should have chose better. It's your fault for choosing the Pookie and RayRays, and that's why you have Pookie and RayRay children, right? But anyway.
That they should not even have to make if we did a better job raising our boys the right way. At the end of the day, if I'm gonna call myself a man, the ultimate responsibility for reconstruction of the black community rests with me. Yes, they have a role. Yes, they have responsibility. But as a man, as a leader, to say I can't fix this shit unless she changes, that's not the definition of a man.
I don't see. I think we're on two different accords. Like, I don't think we're saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm capable of being that leader, that provider. I've worked hard in my life. You get what I'm saying? I should not have to do.
You still go back to individualism.
But I only feel like we tell black men that we have to now deal with masculine women with children.
Why is she masculine? Because she's had to raise the kids alone. Not one woman,
so
brother. A whole community.
So you mean to tell me the only woman I could look forward in my life is a masculine woman that has kids by other men?
No.
That's what I have to look forward to?
But I'm telling you, mistakes made by black men systemically gave rise to the conditions that allowed her to be masculine and made her end up with a man that you consider to be less than what he should be. And I'm telling you, black men are responsible for her being masculine because we have not helped her raise them children. And when I say help them raise them children, I don't mean you as the stepdad. I mean you as an active member in the community where we go to every single parent black mother and say, how many sons you got? 2? How many sons you got? 2? Well, guess what? That's your son's big brother. That's your son's big brother. He taking them to school. He doing the homework. He gonna spend a couple hours with them every Saturday. He got his own kids too, but he gonna make time for you. She got masculine because she had to become masculine in order to deal with the rape, the abuse, the domestic violence, the disappointments that men had in her life, and also raising those kids and having to take care of herself all at the same time. The black woman has been the be-all, in-all in our community for half of a century, and now we want to turn around and say because she didn't do it perfectly enough or remain feminine enough when she had to absorb our responsibilities plus her own, that's insensitive and disingenuous.
You know what I find very disingenuous, Dr. Umar? That you were sitting up there on a panel with Cynthia G on Fox Soul, and she was saying a lot of the same things, but you got emotional, okay? Very emotional. Anyway, if y'all liked the video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe because it's more where that came from. I'll see y'all next time on the flip side.